Hi, Kevin here. Nice to see you again. Well, for dinner today, I'm going to fix a Mexican casserole. Or maybe I should call it a Tex-Mex casserole. Anyway, it's going to involve vegetables and a tomato sauce and black beans and corn tortillas. So it's a gluten-free casserole and it's meatless. Okay, I'm going to move you over to the cooktop. Alright, so I have my skillet set over medium heat, and I'm going to add, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then I'm going to add 1 onion diced. Now, this diced onion was previously frozen, so get ready for a loud spattering sound. Then I'm going to add 1 green bell pepper that I just roughly diced. I'm also going to add 1 medium zucchini that I diced, just roughly diced. Zucchini is in season, so might as well use it. Give these a quick stir so they're all coated with the olive oil. Then I'm going to put the lid on the skillet and let the vegetables steam for 4 to 5 minutes. And when they're nice and tender, we'll come back. Alright, I've moved the camera to the other side of the stove so that you can see a little better. And by the way, when I put the lid on the skillet, I did lower the heat to its lowest setting, so the vegetables are just steaming quietly. Okay, we'll be back in just a flash. Okay, the vegetables have been sweating for about 5 minutes, so let's have a look. And by the way, have you ever seen such a ratty oven mitt? Boy, I need to go shopping. Alright, so now we're going to add a 2.25, that's a 2 1/4 ounce can of green chiles. If you absolutely despise green chiles, you could omit them. Okay. I'm also going to add a 26, almost 27 ounce jug of this POMI strained tomatoes. Now, this stuff is terrific. I buy it at my local market. It tastes exactly like freshly strained tomatoes. It's very thick, but if you can't find it, go ahead and just use ordinary pureed tomatoes. The pureed tomatoes generally come in 28 ounce cans. Okay. Then I'm going to add, let's see, some black sliced olives, and if you hate olives, you may omit them. Yeah, there's a lot of wiggle room in this recipe. And then we have to add some seasonings. Salt. And garlic powder. About half a teaspoon of the garlic powder. And some chili powder. Also about half a teaspoon. You could add more if you like. And for a little kick, some cayenne pepper. Not too much because this stuff is very fiery. I'm going to add just a 1/4 teaspoon. You can add more if you like spicy things. Alright, then I'm going to boost the heat to medium, and I'm going to add one 15.5 ounce can of black beans, and I did drain and rinse the beans. In you go. Give this all a stir. I should probably mention that this is a terrific company dish. Well, it's really a crowd pleaser, and it is host friendly because you can make it several hours ahead of time and just cover the casserole dish and then pop it in the refrigerator and bake it when you're ready. Or you can bake the whole thing and freeze it. I think I mentioned earlier that the casserole freezes perfectly. And when you reheat it, it actually tastes like you just made it. Okay, now one other ingredient is cilantro. And here again, if you do not care for cilantro, you could omit it, or you could substitute roughly chopped parsley. I happen to think that all Mexican and Tex-Mex dishes require cilantro. Oh, I love the smell of cilantro. And get this, I used to despise cilantro when I was in my 20s, but by the time I hit probably 35 or so, I suddenly enjoyed cilantro. Very weird, right? Okay, now I'm going to let this come to the simmer, and then I'm going to cover the skillet again and lower the heat and let this simmer very quietly for about 5 minutes. We will be back. All right, this has simmered for about 5 minutes. I just took the lid off and was greeted by some very fragrant steam. This smells terrific. I really wish you were in the kitchen with me. Okay, I'm going to let this cool down while we prepare the casserole dish. Oh, I forgot to tell you, preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, here's my casserole dish. Now, this dish is 9 inches wide and 12 inches long. If you only have a 9 by 13 dish, that will work just as well. And I did lightly spritz my pan with PAM, non-stick vegetable spray. And here are the corn tortillas we're going to use. This is the La Banderita brand, but any soft corn tortillas will work just fine. And what you do is arrange 6 tortillas in the bottom of the dish. And they will overlap. Let me give you a close-up so you can see a little better. You do want to cover any little gaps on the bottom of the dish. And then it's time to add half of the vegetable and bean mixture. And then just spread that out with the back of a spoon. I know I said it earlier, but I will say it again. This smells amazing. Okay, then I'm going to add some cheese. What I have here is Monterey Jack cheese and some sharp Cheddar cheese, both of them shredded. Now you could use just one type of cheese if you like. I'm going to put the Monterey Jack on this first layer. And I'll save the cheddar for the second layer. Use about a cup for each layer. 1 cup of cheese for each layer. Okay, then I'm going to add more tortillas. It's kind of like making a lasagna, but infinitely easier than making a lasagna. Okay, then once again add the bean and veggie mixture. Yeah, this is a fairly healthy casserole, especially when compared to casseroles that are made the way my mother made them in the 1960s and 70s, and that was with cream of something soup, which contained a lot of salt. Okay, and then I'm going to put 1 cup of the sharp cheddar on top. All right, this looks yummy. Okay, and then this goes into the preheated oven until the cheese melts. That's going to take 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll come back when this is ready. Oh, and again, you don't have to bake this right away. You could cover it and refrigerate it for many hours, or maybe even a whole day, and then just bake it whenever you're ready. Okay, we'll be back. All right, here's the casserole straight out of the oven. It's still bubbling a bit. The cheese has melted, and I know I keep saying it, but it really smells wonderful. Okay, it's too hot to eat, so I'm going to put together a little salad and a little dessert, and then I'll come back to show you what this looks like on the plate. All right, here's the casserole on the plate. I did already have a taste of it, and I can tell you it is wildly delicious. And along with the casserole, I'm having a little kale salad that I squeezed with some fresh lime juice. And here I have some sour cream. I'm going to put just a dollop of the cream on this serving. It's too bad Mr. Fox is in the city today, because he will have to wait until tomorrow to try this meal. And for dessert, I'm going to have the final square of the sweet cream cake that I filmed the other day. Yeah, I ate several slices after I filmed the video, and then I put the remainder in the freezer, so this one has just thawed. And here is what remains. So I'm going to freeze this casserole, and then we will probably eat this for the next 2 evenings. Well, I hope you will give this Tex-Mex casserole a try someday. It's vegetarian, but if you want to make it vegan, just use vegan cheese. All right, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.